Hello my dear friends, welcome to the subject of statistics for the class 12th English medium, part 1, chapter 1, index numbers, the 8th topic by Vitans. Today we are going to complete the exercise 1.4 with each and every sums solutions. I have tried explaining the questions first and then directly I have put the solution slides which I will be explaining later. Let us move forward. Exercise 1.4, the first question. The data is given about the groups, the weight, the expenditure of 13 and expenditure of 15. This data is available. The groups are food, fuel, electricity, rent, clothing, miscellaneous. We have to calculate the index number. Now, as the weight is directly given, the weight here is given directly, and because the weight is given, we will be using the family budget method as I have told you guys earlier. For using family budget method, we will need to calculate the index number first, then we will be multiplying weight with the index number, and then we will be dividing the total by the total of the weight. Once we have calculated the index number, the next question asked is that for the year 2013, the income of a family is 15,000 rupees. Then estimate of the income for the year 15 we are supposed to calculate. But let us first calculate the index number that will help us calculate the income. Is like this. First of all, write down the groups: food, fuel, rent, clothing, miscellaneous total, the weight, price of base year, price of current year, index number, that is P1 upon P0 into 100. You will get the index number like this. Once you get the index number, multiply it with IW, I into W, you will get a column, make a total of the column, find index number, that is summation IW upon summation W. 13563.85 divided by 100, you will get index number as 135.64. Now once you get your index number clear, make a table like this. This is a method for cross multiplication. Year is 2013, that is the base year. 2015, that is the current year. Index number for base year is 100. For current year we have calculated 135.64. The income for the base year is 15,000. So put a question mark. What will be the income for the current year? Multiply the cross multiplication, 15,000 into 135.64 into divide by 100, that will get you 20,346 rupees. So for the year 2015, the monthly average disposable income should be 20,346 rupees. So this is how you get your answer for this particular question. uh, Rewind this video again if you have any doubts in the solution. We have done this kind of sum already. You know how to calculate the index number. The only extra thing is calculating the income. This way you will get it properly. Moving on to the second question, index number for the year 14, we have to calculate. We have quantity, price, and price of 2 years. That is year 2010 quantity price, that is the base year Q0 P0. Year 2014, that would be the current year P0. The items are wheat, rice, bajri, and tuver dal, and we have to use family budget method. That means we have all the data for total expenditure method, but they want us to calculate using family budget method. In the family budget method, we need two columns: index numbers and weight. To calculate the weight, we will multiply the base year quantity with the base year price. That way we will get our W. Then we will calculate index number using the prices of the current year and the prices of the base year. That way we will get our two required columns. Once we get I and W column, we will use this column to calculate the IW column. That way we will get the index number. The answer is something like this. The items wheat, rice, bajri, tuver, total 2010. The question Q0, P0, P1 columns. We need W, that is P0, Q0. Then we need index number. Then we need IW. So first of all, multiply P0 into Q0 like this. Get the column. Calculate index number like this. P1 upon P0 into 100. you will get the index number column. Multiply I with W, that would be the 4,64,000. The total for W is 3610. Calculate the index number, that will be 4,64,000 divided by 3610. The answer is 128.53. You don't have to do anything else. You just have to write that the rise of the total expenditure for the year 2014 is 28.53%. That way you get your answer. Rewind this video, pause this video wherever necessary. Moving forward to the third question, we have to calculate the cost of living index number using the total expenditure, but units are given. We have done some sums based on units, where you have to check the unit of the unit column and unit of the quantity column. Here for the item A, units are quintals and quantities in kg, so we will divide the prices with 1 quintal is 100 kgs. We will divide it B with 100. B is kg, but it is 20 kg. We should have only 1 kg, so we will be dividing our prices with 20. C has a liter, but it is again a 10 liter, so we will be dividing the prices with 10. D is a dozen, so we will be converting dozen into pieces. For converting it into pieces, we will divide our prices by 12. E is okay, it has no problem, so it is okay. It is meter, it is 1 meter, no need to change. So according to the changes I made in the question, create a table of the something like this. Items A, B, C, D, E, the unit will be kg, kg, liter, pieces and meter. The changes in the quantities and prices, as I mentioned in the last slide, you have to make the changes accordingly in your answer while copying the question. And once your question has been copied perfectly, this is your answer. You have to use the total expenditure method, that means either last pair or passes method. Right now you have the quantity of a base here, so you need to use the last pairs method, and the key for remembering last pairs formula is 1000, that is 1000, that is P1Q0 P0Q0. So multiply these two columns P1Q0 and then P0Q0, you will get the answers. Index number by total expenditure method is summation P1Q0 upon summation P0Q0 into 100. The answer is 132.51, that is the rise of 32.51 percentages. This is how you get the answer for total expenditure method by the conversion of units. Rewind this again. If you have any doubts regarding this, watch it 2 to 3 times before moving forward. That way you will be sure about how I have solved this sum. Moving on to the fourth question, it is a pretty typical and very easy question. You have W and I directly, that is weight and index number is directly given. You just have to calculate the column of IW, weight into index number, and then divide the total of IW column with the total of the weight column, and your sum will be over. You don't have to do anything else. The question here asks this general index number, but no matter what the question is, we have to check our values given in the question, and accordingly we will decide what formula to use. Here weight and index number is given, we will use the weighted average method. The answer will look something like this. Item, cloth, grain, sugar, steel, copper, cement, and totals. W column, row, index number row, multiply index number with W, you will get the total 21320 divided by 100, you will get the answer 213.20, the rise of 113.20%. The sum is over. It is as simple as this. This particular kind of sum, if asked, it is a walk in the park or a piece of cake or cup of tea. Very easy. Moving towards the last sum of the exercise, this question is easy but very time consuming because you have to calculate the same question using two methods, the total expenditure method and the family budget method. Here the units are given, but as you can see, nothing is written in the quantity column row. That means you are supposed to ignore the units. Units are useless in this particular question as they were in some of the tutorials which I taught you guys. Right now the only thing matter, that is the quantity of the base year, price of the base year and price of the current year. You have to calculate using total expenditure method and family budget method. As the base year quantity is given, you will be using the index number of last year here, and then weighted average method you will be using. So you will also require I and W columns for that, and therefore you will be making a lot of columns. Now I have tried something new in my answer key, as it is in the next slide, where I have tried to reduce the number of columns. You only have to write your question once, and in the same question you will get the answer for all of your both of your methods, something like this. Start with your item, sari, dhoti, shirting, others, total. Write down your units, although they are useless, we still need to write them. Write the quantity of the base year, price of the base year, price of the current year. Now make two parts. The first part is for your total expenditure method and the second part is your weighted average method. For the total expenditure method, you will need the key 1000, P1Q0, P0Q0. Now we know that whenever we are calculating family budget method, the P0Q0 itself is the weight, that is the W. Because the P0Q0 itself is the weight, we can use the same column for our family budget method also. First of all, compute P1Q0 and P0Q0, find the totals of both the columns. Once you are done with that, the P0Q0 is the W itself. Use the index number method, P1 upon P0 into 100 to calculate the index number. Once you are done with the index number, multiply W with I, that is equal to IW. You will get the IW column. Now, once you are done, the first method, total expenditure method, that is summation P1Q0 upon summation P0Q0 into 100. Your answer is 129.64, the rise of 29.64%. Next, family budget method, that is summation IW upon summation W, that is 129.64, rise of 29.64%. Remember very well that the index number by total expenditure method and the family budget method are always similar without a difference in the points. So whenever both the sums are to be calculated using the single question, you can prepare less number of columns as I have done here, and that way it will take less number of efforts, less space, low amount of time consumed and higher output. This is the end of your exercise 1.4. Write down these answers in your regular work notebook and then 2 times complete this exercise in your homework notebook. That way you will be able to remember these sums perfectly. In the next video, I will be doing some extra illustrations and then I will be giving some guidance about how to solve tricky sums of your final exercise. I will not be solving each and every sum with you guys. I will be giving you some homework also, but I will be guiding you towards some tricky sums of the final exercise in the upcoming 1 or 2 tutorials. That way our chapter will be over by next 2 to 3 tutorials at the most. See you guys then. See you soon. Study properly. Thank you.